So a spring break, a heartache, I do it all over again. Do it all over
Hi Taurus, my name is Cam. Welcome to my channel. So today for your meditative session, I got the Temperance card. What I'm getting when I see this card is something I have never seen before. Like, it's something just intuitive that I got, and it was a quote from a movie called A Knight's Tale. And the quote is, "You've been weighed, you've been measured, and you've been found wanting." And it's actually like a Bible verse in Daniel 5:27. And what it means to me is, like, you're not measuring up to who it is that you want to be. Like, you've not been able to measure up, not to other people's standards, but to your own standards. And I feel like the movie might have some sort of like example for you, because in the movie it's like based on the medieval times, and Heath Ledger's in it, and he's like born a servant, but he wants to be something more. And in that time, you couldn't move up from your class. You were like stuck where you were born in, what you were born into. And I feel like that's something that has to do with this message. It's like, whatever you were born into, maybe you've been like trying to escape or move up, or it has something to do with moving up. But in the movie, he's trying to move up, and he has to acknowledge who he is and stop pretending to be someone he's not, because to compete in the games that he wants to compete in, he takes on another person's name. So I feel like this has something to do with you, and like the ways that you haven't measured up to who you are by being true to who it is that you are. Maybe you come from, I don't know, in the movie, like, he comes from a lower class and he wants to compete. So to compete, you have to be like in the higher class. And maybe this has something to do with class, or has to do with something like something that you're pretending to be. I don't know, I'm getting like something that you pretended to be, but it's not measuring up to who you are, who it is that you really are. And at the end of the movie, he has to like kind of accept who it is. He like accepts who he is, and he becomes proud of it. And I feel like that's like a message to you. It's like the class that you're born into kind of doesn't have any, like, it doesn't have to do with the character of who you are. And I feel like that's something that you're learning. So if you're pretending to be someone, or I don't know, it's something about being who you are, like owning up to who it is that you are. And I see the pathway in the back of Temperance as kind of like the new path that you're going to be setting on, where it is like you're being true to yourself, and you're like accepting who it is that you are and what you were born into. That's kind of the message I'm getting. All right, Taurus, that was the meditative session. Let's get into the cards. Okay, Taurus, the message that I'm getting is similar to the meditative session, which is, I think you've been like struggling to accept who it is that you are, struggling to accept kind of being who you are, like struggling to like, it's like struggling to let others see who it is that you are. Yeah, so Taurus, what I've been seeing is that you have been struggling to to let others see who it is that you really are. With this Two of Pentacles, I see it kind of, again, we got Temperance, which was balance, and it's not, I don't see this as balancing though. It's like balancing and also juggling. It's like juggling the two aspects within yourself, the one that I feel like you let others see and the one that really is yourself. And I feel like this is who you really are. I think this is who you are. You're like you see how she's holding a pearl? She has, I think it's kind of like you're coming out of the dark and you're starting to see who it is that you really are. Like who it is, like, how do I explain this? Like the 3D mentality, like this earth has kind of programmed us to be a certain person, go through certain steps, right? Like you go to college, then you get married, then you have kids. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a programming. And I feel like there was a time where you were like juggling who the two, like the aspect of yourself who was, I'm getting someone who's like very kind of worried about what other people might think of them, and not even like random people, but people in your family, people who like friends and family. I'm getting maybe like very strongly family, and I feel like it's kind of been like choking you. Like I've never noticed her choke her before, but I feel like it's kind of the weight of the expectations that people have had on like your life have made you feel like you suffocated, like you can't breathe, like. And I feel like it's kind of led you in a direction where like it wasn't your truest self. It wasn't of your true, it wasn't like who you were. It wasn't like a way that you felt. You know what I mean? Like you were living a life that you didn't even feel. You know what I mean? Like you were living a life where, hold on. Why isn't this straight? Okay, you were living a life where like you didn't even feel it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just a life like going through the steps. Like, oh, well, I'm supposed to be doing this now, and then I'm supposed to be doing that, and then I have to go through that because that's just like that's the reality of the world that we live in, right? And it's kind of like letting the expectations of people go because it's not meeting your expectations of yourself, where like I feel like you'll never measure up to what other people want you to be. Like you keep struggling to measure up to what other people are telling you to be, and it's like you're never going to measure up because you can never be what other people expect you to be, because it's never going to feel good to not be yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you keep walking in the opposite direction of who it is that like this is who you want to be, and you keep walking in that direction, the further and further you get, the further away from like your own soul that you're getting, and then you're just going to be at such an unease that you're going to kind of implode. And I feel like that's kind of where this has led you, where you've imploded and you're like walking out like, well, this is just who I am, and you can't like hide it anymore. And you have like the I see the pearl in her hands as something like something sacred. It could be like your own records, like your own soul telling you like where it is that you're supposed to be, and you're just kind of like figuring it out now, whereas you're just like walking out of whatever it is that you were tied to in the past, because it's like, well, that's not truly who I am or who I want to be. I want to be like, this is, I don't like, I just keep hearing like, I don't feel that, like I'm not in a situation where I'm feeling it. Like I'm not in a life where I feel like that's who it's not aligned to who I am. This is all like just stuff that I'm doing to please other people or to just go through the motions, but it's not aligned with me. So I feel like you're stepping out of that, and like that's what it looks like here. Like with the scribe and the Queen of Earth, it's like this is the difference. Like I never see a scribe as this, but I'm seeing as like this is like the 3D mentality of like what they want you to be, and they're just kind of like filtering information into you, and like, well, this is like the programming, and like you could see his eyes are like black, like they're kind of dead. And here is like the Queen of Earth is like, well, like I'm stepping out of this and I'm going into this because this is like who I really am. And you can see like all the abundance, and it doesn't take like any more juggling. Like here you see the 2 pentacles, but they're kind of like aligned to the buffalo, and I just feel like that like this is like you truly being aligned and letting like this 3D program this 3D programming of what other people are feeding you and what it is that you're supposed to be doing like every single day, and you're just letting it go because it's like it doesn't fulfill me in any way. And I feel like it's going to be a battle, or it has been a battle, but I feel like the battle is like yet to come, because I feel like if you've already stepped into this energy, then you know how it is going to be, where people are going to place judgment on you. And I feel like that's what this perception card, like, do you see how dark this card is? It's kind of like the shadows that are going to be cast upon you are going to be like, you're going to feel it, or like you have felt it in the past, and that's what kept you stuck. But if you see, it's like all engulfing. Like it's like I feel like it's reminding me of Venom. It's like once a little piece gets on you, it doesn't get off. It kind of like takes over the entire, like it takes over him entirely from like inside and out. And it's like something that's really hard to get off. And I feel like that's kind of how hard the struggle has been for you. It's been a very long time for you, like coming for you to kind of get out of this web. And like it's definitely been a struggle. It's definitely been a battle with the Five of Wands. Like you could just see, like, I feel like this is you fighting yourself. Like aside from like fighting people, it's fighting yourself, like from like who it is that, I feel like this is you now, where you're like, this is who I am, and I'm not taking this anymore. And I think like you're fighting your own self for like the rights to your own body. I feel like with this card, the Youth card, it's like a brand new beginning for you to be like loyal to yourself. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Sorry. So what I'm getting with this is like, it's a brand new beginning for you to be loyal to who it is that you are. And it's kind of like the dark is dissipating, and you're like setting off on a new journey, a new adventure, which is what I saw in the Temperance card. It's like this other pathway in the background right here, where like the sun is shining, and that's exactly what I'm seeing with this card. It's like once you're like begin to be loyal to your own soul and what it is that your own soul is telling you to do, like you see here how this person's like fully cloaked and fully dressed, and they're like fully like encompassed in like, I don't say negative energy, it's just like fully encompassed in like whatever it is that society like wants us to be, whatever it is that like the way that we were going that wasn't like meant for us. And like this is you now. Like fully naked and just like, oh, this is who I am, and like I'm not ashamed of who I am. This is like you like embracing who it is that who you are, not fighting it anymore, not letting it like conflict your mind, conflict your body, conflict your soul. Like you completely going towards like your soul's desire, and it's just gonna like liberate you and make you just feel like so free. And you're not going to be ashamed. You're not like ashamed of it anymore. Like this is who it is that you are, and you're just fully embracing it. It could be that you're like involved with a fire sign, or this just could be you again on like your passionate new beginning, because I got the Queen of Earth and I'm getting the Queen of Fire now. I think like what this is saying is like once you set off on this journey towards like fulfillment of who it is that yourself, and like measuring up to who it is that you want to be, it's gonna like set into motion a lot of things. Like that's what I'm getting with the Queen of Fire. It's gonna set into motion. Like it's not like one thing's gonna change, it's like your whole life is gonna change, because who you were being in the past, like who you were programmed to be, whatever it was, like was leading you down another path, and it wasn't like it was a whole new life, it was a whole other life that you were living. And now that you're like stepping into who it is that you want to be, like stepping into the integrity of who it is that you are, it's just going to bring fire to every aspect of your life like that was old, and all the old aspects that you don't need anymore are going to dissipate. All the old friends, like everything that you don't need in this life is going to go away. Like things might not suit you anymore, and that's okay. Like if you're going to lose friends, basically, if you're going to lose like people, whatever you lose out of this, like stepping into who it is that you really are, let them go, because like you're setting fire and you're going down a new path, and like you can't take everybody with you. That's what I'm getting with this. Like you can't take anybody with you, but it's gonna set fire to all these new things where like a passionate, it's like it's gonna scorch things that don't belong to you, and then it's gonna like start ablaze new pathways for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a new career could be happening for you, new friends, new like desires, things like that you didn't even know that you like wanted, are like just new. Everything new is going to be coming for you, new beginning. And like you're not going to be alone. I see with the cat and like the two butterflies, like you're not going to be alone on this new journey. Even like you, even though you might lose some friends, or whoever like you're losing on this new path, like let them go. Like where you're going, like not everybody can go with you that you've had in this old like life, and that's okay, because a lot of people aren't going to understand where it is that you're going or what it is that you're doing, and the people that don't understand, just like leave them behind. As like dramatic as it might sound, like it's not going to be a loss to you, because the new stuff that you're going to claim is like so much better. Anyway, Taurus, this is like a beautiful reading. Let's see what the advice is. All right, you got 2-7, Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. And you also got Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I'm a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. What I'm getting with Fox Spirit is I just see that there's a deep knowing of where it is that you need to be, and it's like don't let the things on the way to where you're going distract you. Like there's going to be a lot of distractions, I feel like, coming along the way. It kind of goes with this Queen of Fire card, where it's like there's a lot of things that are going to be leaving your life, a lot of things that are like not meant to be in it. So let those things fall away, because again, you can't take everything with you, and it's like up to you to discern what it is that you need to do, like who it is that's going with you, who it is that's staying, like which direction exactly you're going to, like which, like you might have 15 pathways, so you have to pick the right one for you, right? I mean, we have unlimited options, right? So it's like you have to discern which one is the best one for you, and like what person's the best one for you, and what friend group is going to help you. And they feel like whatever doesn't resonate with you anymore, let them go. And it's like think on your feet. It's like be clever about it. I want to say, like, don't. I don't feel like it's a tricky energy, but it can be tricky because sometimes we want to take everyone with us, or sometimes we only we choose to see the good in people, right? And unfortunately, like we can't. Like when you choose to, when you care about someone a lot, you choose to see the good in them. So they might not be the best person for you, but you like choose to see only the good aspects of them. And I feel like that's another thing with Fox Spirits. Like think wisely about the decisions that you're making and the people that you're bringing with you. Like discern well, because I just feel like there's some, like, again, I keep saying there's some people that you can't take with you, and I don't think that you've come to that like realization yet, because I feel like you're still carrying people with you that aren't supposed to be with you. I just want to say, like, a lot of people, like, people can impact us, our ideas and our mind, like, just by hanging out with us, the vibe that they bring, the thoughts that they have. Like, if you're asking someone for advice that, like, might shoot you down, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole, like, reality of possibilities. Like, there's just, like, a plethora of things right now for you, and, like, abundance. And I feel like for some people there might not be the same abundance, and it's like, just discern wisely, like, which way it is that you need to go, and like what, even if you're, like, staying friends with someone that you're not meant to be friends with anymore, it's like, take their advice. Like you can ask them for their advice, but, like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like you're not going to get the best advice from a lot of people, and it's like, if you don't want to, like, lose these people out of your life, just, like, maybe, like, just be wise about, like, who it is that you're telling, like, things to too, because it's like, they might not be so happy for you on this new path that you're going. Do you know what I'm saying? They might not be so happy, like, this new opportunity is there for you. Like, I know it sounds kind of petty, but it just is what it is. It's like a warning a little bit for you. And then with Parvati, the goddess of devotion, I feel like a much, like, easier energy as I talk about her. So I feel like this is, like, stuck with, like a warning, whereas this is just, like, I feel so at ease talking about her, because it's like, this is just the realization of who it is that you are and who it is that you're meant to be. And it's like commitment to loving yourself and, like, measuring up to not what others want you to measure up to, but who it is that who you like deserve, like, who it is that you are and, like, deserve to be, and, like, for yourself, like, showing up for yourself, basically. Anyway, Taurus, this was a beautiful reading. I hope that it helps some of you guys, or as many of you as it could. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.